Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already, after you subscribe on YouTube, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead, click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. Family, I am going straight in because we got a lot to talk about. Let's start off with Donald Trump, your president. For the first time in U.S. history, a president has canceled the GDP and the jobs report. Yeah, for the first time in history. Also, we got T-Pain, who has pulled a Katt Williams, went on Shannon Sharp's show, Club Shay Shay, and pulled a Katt Williams. Well, not an all the way Katt Williams, because he didn't really name names, but he called somebody out, and he called some other people out in general, and you're gonna have to read between the lines on that. Also, we got my man Mike Epps, who is in the crosshairs. I mean, he's experiencing the ire of many people that are in his fan base. They are mad at Mike for talking down on felons. Mike said felons should not be celebrated when they get out of jail. Convicts should not be celebrated when they get out of jail. We should be celebrating our graduate students, college students. So that's who should be celebrated, not no damn convict. Well, he didn't say it like that, but yeah, he said that. And Mike said something about slavery, fam. It wasn't Kanye West style, but it still got under some people's skin. We're going to talk about that. But first and foremost, let's get into this Thanksgiving Day celebration. Give me a thumbs up if you're celebrating Thanksgiving. Thumbs down and say, hell no, man, I don't celebrate pagan holidays. I'll give you a few moments to think about it. Okay, time's up. Family, let me tell you, I'm going to go ahead and be straight up with y'all. I'm a bit of a hypocrite on Thanksgiving Day. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving Day, but I do eat on Thanksgiving Day. I do look forward to going to friends and relatives' homes eating. I'm talking about all you can eat. Yeah, man, I do that. I do that. And I'm ashamed of myself for doing that. I'm ashamed. But I can't pull away from the table, fam. I mean, especially when I go over the Smith's house or like the Hope's house, and the food just be so good, man. I mean, everything. All of the main dishes, the side dishes, the desserts, just everything on point. You can't find one thing wrong. Not even the macaroni is wrong. I know the macaroni and cheese. I saw Mark Lamont Hill did a video today talking about don't put macaroni and cheese on your menu. I don't know where Mark been eating this macaroni and cheese at, but Mark, you got it wrong, man. You out of pocket with that, man. I get it. You're right. Most people do not know how to make macaroni and cheese. And he said he done tried so many different people and all of them got it wrong. I don't know what he's doing, but maybe you need to come on down south, brother. Come on down south, brother, and get some real home cooking. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah. So the indigenous people are speaking out. I've never seen it before. I mean, it's like there's a shift going on. The indigenous people are speaking out and they're not having it. This Thanksgiving Day thing, this Columbus Day thing, man, they don't give a damn about no Columbus. Check it out, fam.
Let us remember that today is not one of collaboration and peace. Today is a day that celebrates the genocide of indigenous Americans of North, Central, and South America. Remember the Pequot massacre and the many that followed thereafter. No pride in genocide.
No pride in genocide. No pride in genocide. And check this one out.
Columbus didn't discover shit. Indigenous people are still here. What they do to the land, they do to the people. We must protect our women, children, and two-spirit relatives. Nobody is illegal on stolen native land. Fuck ICE, fuck Columbus, and fuck colonialism. Indigenous people are still here. What they do to the land, they do to the people. We must protect our women, children, and two-spirit relatives. Nobody is illegal on stolen native land. Fuck ICE, fuck Columbus, and fuck colonialism.
She said, fuck ICE, fuck Columbus, fuck colonialism. Damn. Man, hey, tell me how you really feel, family. These indigenous people like, hey, man, we ain't having it no more. We tired of y'all. We done. Yeah, we got American fatigue. Yeah, fam, it's going down. People say they tired of all of that, all of this, taking a dump on their history. Distorting the history, whitewashing history. The official story skips the violence, fam. That's why I stopped actually looking forward to the celebration part. Now I know that there are people out there who are going to say, well, we celebrate for family. This is a reason for us to all get together as a family and celebrate. So we're celebrating unity, coming together, family. And what the indigenous people are saying is, no. That's still problematic because you're still recognizing that actual day, Thanksgiving. That's still coming out of your mouth. And they're saying that that name in and of itself is problematic because the only thanks that was given was the thanks where these Europeans destroyed indigenous people, murdered indigenous people, and thanked one another for helping each other. Yeah, it was like, thanks for your land, thanks for your land. Yeah, that was the only thanks that was given. Most of us grew up hearing a feel-good Pilgrims and Natives eating together version of Thanksgiving. But no, fam. What was left out is the arrival of European settlers who led massacres, land theft, disease, and the near erasure of entire native nations. Yeah, so this holiday glosses over reality. And that's why many people don't celebrate it, and others are starting to question themselves. For many Native people, it's a day of mourning. Today is a day of mourning where many of us, have been indoctrinated to celebrate today. But for Native people, this is a day of mourning. Indigenous communities mark Thanksgiving as a reminder of genocide. Yeah, it's a reminder of genocide and a destruction of culture. Yeah, so while we're out here celebrating, Native families are grieving, the holidays and what it represents. So this whole unity narrative feels disrespectful to them. Yeah. You know, the idea that Thanksgiving symbolizes harmony, it don't match with the historical truth. And that's the biggest problem that Native Americans have with this holiday. It props up myths that distort American history. Yeah. And it commercializes suffering. Think about it, fam. Thanksgiving is one of the biggest days. You know, people go to the stores and they spend a whole lot of money on Thanksgiving. Nothing like Christmas, though. That's probably the biggest one that's distorted. But Thanksgiving, man, you know, yeah, it's been commercialized. They sell a lot of pumpkins and turkeys, millions and millions of pumpkins and turkeys during Thanksgiving holidays. Let's not mention potatoes and greens, black-eyed peas, ham. They sell a lot of that stuff during Thanksgiving holidays. And they sell a lot of alcohol during the Thanksgiving holidays. So this is a holiday that is built on violence, a violent past at least, and it's now wrapped up in football, parades, and shopping. Think about that, fam. Think about that. A holiday that's built on violence, wrapped up in football, parades, and shopping. So we just going on about our business. Hey, we all happy, lucky, go lucky. Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving. Hey, everybody, hey. Some of us even get into character. Wear a little goofy hat. Wear a little goofy pilgrim hat. You know, put the little goofy pilgrim clothes on and go around singing. Go to door, all of that stupid stuff. You know, if you dig into the history of these holidays, fam, and you was like really, really serious about your convictions and justice, yeah, you shut all this stuff down. You shut it all down. You know, but I ain't gonna lie, fam. I do use it as an excuse to see family. I use it as the biggest thing is, yeah, I know I'm gonna get some good food on Thanksgiving. They're gonna be cooking. So if they stop cooking, man, you know, I'll stop going. You know, that's the thing, fam. You know, I'm just a man. You know, what man don't want a good home cooked meal? A good home cooked meal. So this ain't all my fault. I've been pressured, peer pressured. A lot of people think that you can't be peer pressured when you're a grown man. I'm being peer pressured, man. You know, everybody's eating good food. Everybody's cooking. I'm just supposed to just stay at home and just eat a regular meal. No, fam, I don't think that's fair. You know, and if I'm gonna get over this, I'm gonna need therapy. And I'm willing to go to therapy for it because I think I need to be all the way, I need to be in or out. I'm either all the way in on Thanksgiving or I'm all the way out. But yeah, that getting together to see family, sometimes you haven't seen in a while. You know, I pretty much find excuses to do stuff like that, you know. So just like with Christmas, I don't celebrate Christmas. I stopped celebrating Christmas years ago, years and years ago. But I do use it as an excuse to gift my kids. Like I get them something nice and I get them stuff throughout the year, but it's almost like an extra nudge, like, you know, like, hey, just a reminder, you know. But when I gift primarily stocks and crypto. That's what I do. I like to do things that align with assets, not liabilities. But you can love the family time and still critique the history, and that's what I do. I love the family time, but I critique the history. And this is important, enjoying food, family, and gratitude. That ain't the problem. The issue is pretending the darker history does not exist. You did? Acting like everyone's experiencing the holiday the same way. Yeah, that's the issue. That's the issue. So that's why I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I do go get me some grub. I'm gonna go get that grub. I'm talking about beans, greens, tomatoes. Yeah, I'm going to get that, man. I'm going to get that. I ain't been able to shake that yet. And look, I'm gonna eat anyway, right? Gotta eat something today anyway. Just so happened that I'm going to visit my family and they cooking stuff that they normally don't cook every day, something like that. Y'all feel me at all, fam? Do I get a little bitty pass? Just a little pass? I just need a little pass, man. Just a little pass. I ain't looking for a big pass. A little pass. So, yeah, fam, I think it's a bad idea. I don't think it's a good look to go all out and celebrate Thanksgiving. I think, perhaps Thanksgiving it sounds like a great name for us to be reminded of gratitude, right? Be reminded of family and unity. That's a great name. But what's behind the name? So maybe the name need to change or something. Maybe to change the name. I ain't tripping on the word Thanksgiving. I don't give a damn about it, You could change the word Christmas. I don't give a damn. You could change the word New Year's. I don't give a damn about Easter, none of that. You can change it all because I know there's a dark side to all of it. Columbus Day, St. Patrick's Day, all of it. It's a dark side. It's even a dark side to Memorial Day that's darker than what you think. Yeah, so I don't care about them changing the name. All of it was written and agreed to by slave owners anyway. That's the way I see it. Let's get into the story about Mike Epps. Mike Epps recently made some inflammatory comments, according to his detractors, and even some of his fans. Mike, and has been like lately, Mike has really been like really speaking on letting his, he been freeing his mind and letting the rest follow, like he been speaking out on certain things. Not in a malicious manner though. He's not going in like that. You could tell he's not trying to purposely be offensive. He's just really stating facts. He talked about how we oftentimes celebrate convicts when they come home from prison. That's a big one, fam. That's a big one. Celebrating convicts coming home from prison. Mike Epps said, and I'm paraphrasing, that we shouldn't be doing that because it sends the wrong message to the kids. Like, yo, you can go commit a crime, come home, and everybody throw a big old party for you. Man, I am absolutely in agreement to that. And I want to add to that. I've seen many dudes come home and then we got a party going on for them in the neighborhood. There's a party at the park for them. That's one of the popular places to have a party, at the park. So it's a party at the neighborhood park. There's a party at his house, big party. Now, I can see somebody celebrating somebody who's been convicted, wrongly accused and convicted of something. I can see that, where you celebrate that person, and and maybe even that person has been exonerated. That's different. I can see celebrating that. But this fool just killed somebody in the neighborhood, or he robbed a bank, or he embezzled some money, or whatever it is, assaulted his girlfriend. He come home and you throw a party for him. That's sending the wrong message. That's really making the criminals in the community feel comfortable. You're giving them refuge. And I absolutely agree with Mike on this. Their asses don't deserve a party. They don't deserve to be celebrated. Yeah, we should be celebrating those of us in our communities who are being progressive, who are building, not destroying. That's what we should be celebrating. Let me tell you something that I know. I've lived long enough and had enough money to live in nice neighborhoods that are mixed, and I've lived in the poorest neighborhood where I grew up in that was primarily Black. So I've seen both sides, how people respond to criminals within their community. In the neighborhood that I grew up in, if you go out and kill somebody, they celebrate you when you come home. They might even give you a nickname, call you Killer. That's Killer, that's Monster, that's such and such. And this person gets to walk around and be respected within the neighborhood. Although this person is a terror, this person destroyed a whole family, killed somebody, destroyed a whole family. He's celebrated and oftentimes feared and respected. Well, let me tell you how it goes in the more affluent neighborhoods. If you kill somebody in an affluent neighborhood, you're going to have a tough time living in that affluent neighborhood from that point out. They're going to run you smooth out of the neighborhood. Not because they're standing on some type of high moral ground. It's because you're going to make their property values go down. And don't nobody love their own race enough to lose money behind trying to protect one of the members. Nobody loves their own race that much. If you kill somebody in an affluent neighborhood, they're going to make it difficult for your mama, your grandmama, your daddy, your granddaddy, your children. It's going to be difficult for your children to go to school. The kids going to tease them. They might even jump them. It's going to be difficult for your old 90-year-old grandma to walk down the street with her cane, just minding her own business. She's going to get taunted. She's going to get harassed. She's going to be questioned. You might even get a little kid ride by on a bicycle and hit her with a water balloon. They're going to run you smooth out of the neighborhood because they don't mind having killers. They don't mind supporting killers. They just don't want the killer to live next door to them. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I've seen it. I've seen it up close and in person. All of this stuff about having this no snitch rule and all of that stuff, in regards to citizens, in regards to people who are not involved in street activities, is ignorant. Is stupid. If you're involved in criminal activity with someone and you give that person up to get your time knocked down, that's snitching. If you live in a neighborhood and you see your neighbor's house get broken into and you call the police, that's a witness. That is a witness to a crime. And, I'm not against calling 911, but in my mind, I'm probably not going to let you leave that house. Not walking. You dig what I'm saying, fam? So Mike is absolutely right about that. He's 100% right. And I ain't got nothing but praise, for him for saying that. I ain't got no problem with that. And I also don't have a problem with him saying that in regards to slavery, we're still on the plantation. This is what he said. He was talking about how the so-called massa will give you money, will let you have certain stuff so that you can show off and stunt and flex on your own people. But if you try to show off and stunt and flex on massa, he gonna take it away from you. Now, y'all know we got a whole lot of people within our community who's getting money. And their number one goal is to flex on their own people. That's what they do. That's where that whole head N-word in charge come from, all of that. You got those blacks that work in corporate America, and it don't even have to be corporate America, but just they might have a position or they may have a contact with a non-black person. They want to be the only non-black person that person knows. They want to be the only non-black person at the company. They want to be the only non-black person that has those resources. Now, we know that happens in Hollywood. We know that Hollywood picks one comedian each cycle to shine. We know that's been going on forever. Well, a lot of us do it to ourselves too. We do that. Like, we want to be the only ones. And when we get our money, we get it to stunt on our own people. And this is why some of us get to the bag and we don't think about producing to put other black people on or to help our own people. We think about producing so that we can buy more stuff to stunt on our people. So we can buy more stuff. We think about producing like that. We don't think about producing to grow communities, like building things, building infrastructures, building systems, building industries, so that we can employ our own people. So you're solving, you're killing two birds with one stone. You're getting to the bag, but you're also helping your people get to the bag. What a lot of us, and I understand why a lot of us move the way we do, because we're so tired of fighting. You know, every day is a fight. It's a fight to get that contract. It's a fight to get inside that room, get a seat at the table for us. Every day, all day, it's a fight. Even just being born, if you come from where I come from, it's a struggle just to live, just to not get your head knocked off. It's a struggle not to end up in jail as a statistic. It's a struggle. So once you make it, a lot of us just be tired of fighting. We don't want to fight. I don't want to fight, but I really don't have a choice if I really am about my people rising and my people getting to the bag and helping my other. I really don't have a choice but to assist in those areas that I just spoke on. If I really love my people like I say I do, I want to create something where I can create jobs. Even if creating those jobs mean creating a problem for me. If it means creating stress for me. Running a company ain't gonna never be stress-free. But there are systems that you can put in place to remove yourself from as much of the stress as possible, so that you can put people in places to serve as buffers so they can deal with all of the stuff that you don't want to deal with. But at the very least, people who got all of this money, it's incumbent upon us to do more for us, because ain't nobody else gonna do it. Don't nobody else want to do it. Nobody's interested in doing it. Nobody else has any incentive to do it. We have the greatest incentive to help us. So that's why I go and I move the way that I move. I like being able to create systems and create job opportunities for people that look like me. I like to be able to do stuff like that, and putting people on where they may not have been able to get on. That don't mean start calling me up, hitting me up now. Everybody calling me and sending me messages and stuff and say, hey, give me a job, give me a job. I don't do it like that. There has to be something unique that you're bringing to the table that I actually need at that time. You dig what I'm saying? Just like any other job out there that you were trying to get, there has to be an opening. and you have to be qualified for that opening. You can't just say, well, what can you do? Anything you need me to do. No, that don't work. That don't work. But anyway, fam, Mike is on point again with that slavery thing. He's absolutely on point. I ain't got nothing bad to say about that. And the people that are offended by that, that's their problem. He ain't said nothing wrong. And, a hit dog will holler. He ain't said nothing wrong. I applaud him for saying it because he didn't have to say it. Mike is getting money. But Mike understands that money is only as useful as the people who say it is. If right now, at this moment, there was, let's say, some type of major catastrophe, banks shut down, internet got knocked out, everybody's in survival mode. There's objects falling out of the sky, obliterating targets. How far you think your money gonna go then? And then when you die, you can't take it with you. That's the ultimate wake-up call. When you die, you cannot take it with you. So you use it as a tool. You use it as a tool to gain access and options. not objects. That's what a lot of us tend to do. Like everybody like nice thing. Don't get me wrong. I like nice stuff. I like nice stuff. But now once I got the nice stuff, now it's time. What's next? Let's take it to the next level. The next level is looking out. The next level is building, like building something sustainable. Building your legacy. Hand up, not hand out. That's what's next. Donald Trump, your president. This guy, for the first time in history, a president has canceled both the GDP and jobs reports. This is the first time in U.S. history both the GDP and jobs reports were canceled at the same time. That is not normal. These are the core indicators of how the economy is doing. So, what is Trump hiding? He's saying we're doing great, y'all. He's been saying we're doing great. He said the prices of food is going down. Employment is going up. We're collecting more money from tariffs. We're doing better than we've ever done in the history. Yet look around, all I see is a bunch of despair. So many people have lost jobs. And I'm not even talking about people who have entry-level jobs. People who are professionals, people who have multiple degrees can't find work. And this guy, oh man, we got to put his face up, man. We got to put him on stage. This guy, this guy is something else, fam. This guy is a piece of work. What are they trying to hide? The tariff-driven inflation? The recession around the corner? The recession around the corner? If the news was good, they'd be reporting it. Now, here's what I think is going to happen. I think they're trying to doctor the reports. They ain't got no problem doctoring those reports. I think they're doctoring the reports right now. Those reports are being doctored, and they are praying. Well, they're not praying, they don't pray. They're hoping that those doctored reports be enough to cause enough confusion where the American people don't know what to believe, and then they'll just let it go away quietly. You got people who out there who are saying that Trump is destroying America. I don't know if he's destroying America. Well, yes, I do. He is destroying America. He's destroying America. We're definitely, we're in a recession right now, fam. Little do you know. We are in a recession right now. If they had the balls, Congress would remove Donald Trump and his entire administration. But they don't have the balls. The economy is worse today than it's ever been. It's bad right now. Well, let me just put it like this. It's worse than it's been. It's worse today than it's been in decades. You know how I know he's trying to hide something, family? Real simple. You don't cancel good news. You do not cancel good news. They're absolutely trying to hide something. Donald Trump's memory is in decline. His motor skills are in decline. He is not fit to serve. He wasn't fit to serve the first time they put him in office. But can you blame Donald Trump for behaving the way that he behaves when he was convicted of 34 felonies and was still able to run for president and was still able to do things that would have and say things that would have held anybody else in contempt of court, able to bully the judge and the prosecutor? Can you, like, where, fam? When have you ever known anybody in history who was able to bully the judge and the prosecution? Al Capone didn't even do that. He couldn't even do that. Al Capone had to humble himself when he went to trial. This dude would leave court and go right to Truth Social and talk about the judge and the prosecutor like dogs. And they refused to arrest him. They refused to hold him in contempt of court. They refused. That's on them. I blame them. I blame the prosecution. I blame the judges who had a chance to stick it to him but didn't. I blame the Democrats who didn't put their foot on his neck and finish him. I blame the Republicans who enabled him. And I ain't just talking about the members of Congress. I'm talking about every single one of y'all who voted for him. And the ones who continue to prop him up, even after all of this stuff that he's doing right now. You continue to prop him up. I blame all of y'all. All of you. So you can't love this country that much. Yeah, y'all say America first, but y'all really not about America first. Y'all about racism first. And y'all about Trump, because Trump is cool with the racism thing. Some of y'all love racism more than you love breathing. You love racism more than you love oxygen. Without racism, you'd feel less than. You need racism. You need it. You need it. Ain't that something? Like, your vice is hatred. That's got to be a lonely life. That's got to weigh on your energy. You know? It's got to do something. It's got to have some type of negative impact on your body. You know? I'm just thinking out loud, fam. I'm just thinking out loud. T-Pain went on Shannon Sharp. Went on Shannon Sharp's show, Club Shay Shay, and pulled a Katt Williams. Let me put that in reverse. Let me back up. T-Pain went on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay and pulled an almost Katt Williams. I say almost because He didn't name names like Cat Williams named names. But he did call DJ Khaled out. And yeah, that moment went viral. So why would T-Pain have some problems with Khaled? They're supposed to be brothers. Well, T-Pain said that he don't trust people who call him brother because everybody who's ever called him brother did him dirty. Everybody who's ever called him brother did him dirty. I can't go that far, but I will say this. You have to be careful of people who use certain words to try to get you to drop your guard. People that call you brother. Yeah, that's my brother, man. That's my brother. Man, I love you. People that try to use God, religion to get you to drop your guard. Yeah, let us pray, man. Let's pray. Brother Jesus is going to bless you. Lord, and people that do that a lot. I ain't saying everybody, but I'm saying oftentimes people will weaponize God. They'll weaponize religion to get you to drop your guard. Yeah. T-Pain said that he just said everybody he pretty much worked with who's ever called him brother did him dirty. Talking about the people in the music industry. He said, I've helped so many people and they did me dirty. Yeah. He said they did him dirty. I'm going to tell y'all a quick story. So my nephew, who I call nephew because me and his brother are like brothers. I mean, me and his daddy are like brothers. He was murdered a few years ago. The story goes, he and this little youngster that he was hanging out with, they were going around playing the stick-up game, So they beat some guys for some money. They beat them out of a bag. And this is after they had pulled off a few other jobs. But they beat a guy for some money. And he decides, because he owes some other guys a bag, that instead of just taking his half of the money and being cool with that and trying to get the other half from somewhere else, or get the rest of the money that he needed to pay those guys off, he decided to take nephew money also, kill him and take his money. So after they got the money and they pull up to the house, he shoot him several times. Just like that. Now, this is a dude who called nephew his brother. He called nephew's daddy Unc. Listen, are you listening? He ate at nephew's house. His mama fed him. She hugged him. He sat at their dinner table, fam. He sat on their couch. He sucked up the air in the house. And he became their worst nightmare. He murdered their son in cold blood. Did I mention he called nephew's dad Unc? He called nephew's mama. Yeah. And he killed him. Now, I don't know what y'all know about Houston, but you ain't getting away with murdering my nephew, point blank, period, in H-Town. That ain't gonna happen. So he fled to LA, not LA, he fled to California. And he, let's say, he came this close to, a different fate, but he was captured at the airport. We got people on the ground on both sides. So he got lucky and got caught by the right side. You feel me? And now he has to be put in isolation because he can't even sit in prison nowhere in Texas without something happening to him. It's just impossible. Now, Neff was out of pocket because he was out there doing stuff he had no business doing. And I didn't know he was doing all that. I didn't know. I found out about this after the fact. If I would have known, I would have pulled his coattail. Yo, man, you ain't got to do all that. Whoa. And he didn't have to do all that. He was very talented. He was connected, but he didn't have any patience. He didn't have the patience, and he didn't want to do the work. See? Some people got the talent, but they don't have the work ethic. Some people got the work ethic, but they don't have the talent, but they still make it because hard work oftentimes beat talent when talent fails to work. So I absolutely feel what T-Pain is saying. People will use words of affection to get you to drop your guard, and then they take advantage of you. Some of us are in relationships right now or have been in like romantic relationships where people said, I love you. And that same person put hands on you. That same person cheated on you. That same person ran through your money. That same person tried to destroy your life. That person said, I love you. When you tell somebody I love you, that can easily disarm them. That can disarm a person. I love you. So you're already trusting that. Oh, okay, she said you love me. We thinking automatically love me. You're going to treat me right. You're going to do things that are consistent with love, because you don't hurt people that you love, at least you're not supposed to. And we don't hurt the people that we love. We hurt the people that we should love. So I absolutely get where T-Pain is coming from. You got to pay attention to how people address you. A lot of us, we're looking for the I hate you, home, F with you. We're looking for them. We're looking for the ones who say, yeah, I don't fuck him, yeah. That dude right there here. We're looking for those words. We're looking for the obvious words that tells us somebody don't really rock with us. But oftentimes, it's those words of affection. It's those words of appreciation, those words of encouragement that throw us off our game. Those are the words that get us in trouble. Those are the words. And if you think about it, it makes sense, fam. Think about it. Because otherwise, they wouldn't be able to get close to us. If somebody said, I don't love you and I never will, you ain't going to marry that person, right? You're not going to marry a person that say, I don't love you and I never will. You're not going to marry the person that say, I know we arguing now, but right after we get married, I'm gonna whoop your ass. You're not gonna marry that person. You're not gonna even let the person into your world that says, hey, I'm just being nice right now, but really, you don't really know me. I'm gonna make your life miserable. Nobody ever says that. They tell you what you want to hear, soften you up, get you to drop your guard, and boom, that's when they strike. I mean, today is Thanksgiving, that's pretty much how the Europeans tricked the indigenous people. That's how they tricked the Native Americans. They came with the peace pipe. Oh, cool. So take these blankets and warm yourself, to keep yourself warm. It's a gift from us, the good, kind people. Here you go. If they would have said, yeah, you put this blanket on, man, you're going to be dead inside it, that wouldn't have worked. They say, yo, I'm only giving you this peace pipe so you can get exhausted and laid back and so I can catch you off guard and so you can be weakened. I catch you off guard and then I'm going to kill everything in sight. I'm going to rape your women and your children and you and murder you. They couldn't tell the indigenous people like that. That would have never worked. So they had to lie to them and make it sound fly to them. The same way that our government lies to us today. They can't straight up come in and lie to us and say, yo, vote for me. Prices ain't going down. You ain't going to be no safer. You won't feel any safer. You're going to lose your jobs. I'm firing everybody. We're going to have a bunch of planes going down in the first couple of months that I'm in office. We're going to have planes going down left and right, baby. It's going down. I'm going to have your neighbors against neighbors. I'm going to have brother against brother, sister against sister. I'm going to have everybody up in arms. And I ain't doing nothing about no mass shooting, so don't ask me. They can't say that. Trump couldn't tell you that. They would have never voted for him, They would have never voted for him. They can't say, the black people are not the problem. I'm the problem. We're the problem. They're not the problem, but I'm going to tell you they're the problem so you can vote for me because I know you don't want to like them anyway. So I'm going to tell you that because I know you're dumb and you're slow. See? Can't do that. You got to lie to them and make it sound fly to them. And that's what a lot of people want anyway because people don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the work. So I appreciate T-Pain for bringing this issue up. This is something that we can all learn from. And, this is something that can help all of us out going forward to watch out. Watch out for those words that people use to get you to drop your guard. Watch out for those words. Because it could mean the difference between life and death. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all. Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.